Hey YouTube, I'm going to make my first video here. I was going to do a series of videos on how to install electrical. I was, I was an electrical instructor for 25 years, and I would like to pass some of that knowledge on to everybody out there. So we could do a little bit of some of it for the do-it-yourselfers or the young apprentices out there. I'm just trying things out here. I'm not sure what's the best way to do it on, oops, got a hair there. What's the best way to do it on YouTube? But first thing I was going to show was just how to install a receptacle properly. So I don't have any studs in the house here, so I was just going to try, see what it looks like. Just doing it at my dining room table. So anyway, let's get started. So let me go down to the box here. So in our houses, we have Lumex here, or Romex. So once that's been installed through the studs and stapled along properly to the box, again, wasn't gonna mount the box. Maybe I'll do that in another video. But here in Canada, we use the metallic boxes. I know in the States, they use a lot of the PVC boxes. But so once this is installed along a stud, screwed to the stud, what you're gonna wanna do is bring your wire in, and then we're gonna flip over one of the tabs here to gain access to that box. Let's see if I can do this backwards. So normally you want to strip at least 6 inches. So you can usually just go by your fingers there. You always got to go a little bit longer. Myself, how I always install this or strip this is with a knife. Any kind of knife can do it. But what you want to do is just score it slightly, open up the jacket. You find the bonding conductor. Find the bonding conductor, which is the copper color conductor. Push the knife blade through and then twist slightly towards the bonding conductor. And there we have it. So the bonding conductor is the copper colored conductor there. People strip it a lot of different ways, but that's how I do it. So either you can use your knife again or a pair of side cutters, cut off the excess wire. So now when it's installed along the stud, you bring that wire through. Give it a little push there, and you want the jacket just to come past that little connector there, sorry. Just past the connector there, eh? Or the clamp, I should say, not the connector. Maybe a quarter of an inch, right? Maybe a quarter of an inch past, eh? Don't have to have a lot past. So then we're gonna take our number 8 screwdriver, tighten that up. And again, you just want that hand tight. Not too much pressure because see, I can still slip that. So I'm gonna give her like a little quarter turn yet. Just finger tight, right? Not white knuckle tight, finger tight. So once we have that installed, then we want to bond our box. So we take our white and our black connector, get it out of the way. Whoops, try and do this. So then we take the bond conductor and we put it under that screw there, the bonding screw it's called. You guys seeing that? See, this isn't working out very well. First attempt at this. So yeah, so you see there's a couple little ridges along that screw. You just have to pass the conductor along that ridge, eh? And then we're going to tighten that up again with our number 8 screwdriver. And again, we don't have to super over torque it. So there's our bonding conductor. It's bonded to the box. It's a metallic box, so that's going to make sure that if the hot conductor touches the box, it's going to blow the breaker, eh? So now, good. Now we have our hot conductor, our neutral conductor, which is the white or identified conductor, and our bond conductor. So now I'm going to put it down this way and just show you. All right, wait, just twist this a little bit there. So now once we have our wires installed, not sure how this is going to turn out, but yeah, then we have our receptacle. So this is a 15 amp receptacle. There is a brass terminal, which your hot conductor goes to. There is a silver terminal, which your identified or neutral goes to. And then we have a green terminal. That's where your bond goes to. So once we've roughed that in, of course the drywall would be installed. And now you come to terminate this guy. You're going to grab your strippers if you have. You could also use a knife if you want. So I'm going to cut them all off even. So what you want to do is just make a little hook, about 3/4 of an inch. And that's what you want it to look like, right? So again, we can strip, again, using our strippers, use about 3/4 of an inch off the insulation, grab the end of your strippers, or you could use side cutters and make that little loop, right? So grab at the end, loop it around, and that's what you want that guy to look like, eh? Like I said, you could also just use your knife if you don't have a pair of side cutters. Just score around it. Again, not a heck of a lot of pressure. You don't need a lot of pressure. Strip it along and about 3/4 of an inch, eh? So again, either using your strippers or your side cutters, grab it at the end and you make your little loop. So when we go and terminate this now, so again, your bonding conductor, which is the bare copper, no insulation on it, goes to the green screw. And you always want that turned around in the right direction, right? So as you're tightening the screw, because you're turning it right, that little loop is going to tighten on the receptacle. All right? Then we're going to take our neutral or white, wrap it around one of our screws. So if you are replacing one and you have 2 whites, then you put one under each screw. So again, don't have to white knuckle these things. Just a couple finger tight. If you move it, if it's turning, give it another half turn, right? So the other screw, if there isn't a wire under it, you want to tighten that down as well, just so it doesn't hit the box, eh? And then the black, which is our hot conductor, will go around the other screw. And again, we tighten, and that loop tightens the way we're tightening our screw. And then the second screw If you don't have another conductor, you just tighten it down. So there. Now we've just replaced that outlet. So when you're going to fold it into the box, you just give it a couple little half twists. Twist there. So it folds back into the box nicely, eh? And as you're pushing it in, you make sure this bare conductor goes to the back of the box, doesn't touch the silver or the brass terminals, right? So yeah, just give it a half turn, fold it over again, and make sure that bare bonding conductor is not touching any of the other terminals, eh? Yeah. Then take your number 6 screwdriver and we tighten it to our box. And that is how you replace a receptacle or install a new receptacle. So again, once those screws are tightened down, of course, the drywall would have had to, or whatever other finish that you were putting on would have had to been installed before you put the receptacle on. Hope you enjoyed that video. And again, this is the first video I've tried. So I'm going to be posting a lot more do-it-yourself videos or helpful hints, hopefully for any new apprentices. Going to do some three-way switching, go through the theory of three-way switching. Any comments or anything you want to see, let me know. Like I said, this was my first video, so I wasn't sure how it was going to work. Hopefully it worked out okay. And as I keep posting, I hope I get better. All right, people. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep posting whatever the audience would like to see electrical-wise.